Alright, welcome back to another Wuchang Fallen Feathers benchmark video. This time we're going to be testing out the RTX 5060 on a 9700K combination with 32 GB of DDR4 memory running at 3200 MHz. And yes, the resizable bar is disabled because my motherboard does not support it, as 9700K usually does not support rebars. It's only supported after the 10th gen Intel CPUs. But some Z90 motherboards with 9700K do support rebar, so if you guys are rocking one of those, you might be able to put resizable bar turned on and have a slightly more better experience than what you can see in this video. So let's jump into the benchmark now. Alright, so let's start it off on extreme settings and DLAA, so native extreme settings, without any of upscaling or frame gen or anything. Let's see how that goes. So that will give us about 40 to 50 FPS range with the 9700K. And just keep in mind the temperatures, the CPU temp and the GPU temp you guys see here, they're going to be pretty high. And this is not going to be the actual case if you have a better PC case. My case that I use for this older PC is kind of trash. And it probably needs some dusting because the temperatures are super crazy. It goes up to like 71, 75 degrees, even 80 degrees at some point. And keep in mind that the room temperature was like 30 degrees Celsius outside, so that's also a reason. But yeah, getting around 40 to 50 FPS with the extreme settings. So the temperatures will vary according to your PC case. And the 5060 does not go this hot. In most cases, it usually stays below 70 degrees Celsius. Yeah, just to keep that out there. So right now, let's just go to 75%. So that's like DLSS quality with extreme settings and see if that gives us any improvement. So from 45 to 50 FPS, we're getting 50 to 60 kind of. So a slight improvement, nothing major. So that's what we're looking at right now, using about 120 watts of power and 7 GB of video memory. Yeah, it's not a big improvement on quality settings. All right, now moving on to DLSS balance settings. So we're going from 75 to 60% oversampling resolution. So from 50 to 60 FPS, we are able to get 70 plus FPS right now. Unbalanced. So I would rather play the game like this. It still drops down from 60. Okay, so that's interesting, but it is a really playable experience we are getting right now. And I'm about to get my ass handed over to me again by this guy. Yeah, I restarted the game again from the beginning, just for the fun of it. And yes, there it is. I'm dead again to this guy. So still dropping down below 60 on DLSS balanced extreme settings. Okay, now let's try turning on Frame Gen 4X and see how that is on extreme DLAA settings. So 4X Frame Gen, just keep in mind it's going to use a lot of VRAM. So that can lead to a little bit of stuttering, but we are able to get 140 FPS right here. So 130 to 140 FPS. So, and yes, there's a slight delay in the input, which is inevitable when you turn on Frame Gen, no matter what the case is. But it's a pretty playable experience, like barely noticeable in this case. So that's pretty good. So on a 5060, you can play the game like this. It's not gonna take away any experience or any smoothness of the game. So it's a pretty playable experience so far with Frame Gen 4X. I can even suggest playing the game like this. So this is like one of those rare scenarios where Frame Gen is actually kind of useful because it's not terrible. As it's a Souls-like game, you don't need a lot of quick reflex movements or anything, like in a game like Doom, The Dark Ages. So yeah, it's a pretty playable experience with 4X Frame Gen. Alright, now let's try playing it on high settings on DLAA native without any Frame Gen. So high settings will get us to 60 plus FPS experience in this area, but it still drops a little bit down to to the 50s, the higher 50s. So it's a pretty playable experience, that I can say that. And it stays above 60 most of the time. So if you just lock your FPS to 60, you will be having a really good experience. You're not gonna go below that. Alright, so if you ask me, if you don't want any of the frame gen shenanigans or anything, because frame gen, when you move around, you're gonna see some artifacting around the character. So if you don't want any of that and want just a smooth native experience, I just suggest go high native settings, and that's gonna be the best case scenario on 1080p with this card and a 9700K. So this will be my recommended setting for Wuchang Fallen Feathers on this system. Okay, after that, my stupid ass just paused the recording and went somewhere else for something else. And I came back and I forgot to resume the recording. So everything that I recorded in between was a waste. I mean, it didn't get recorded. So I just played it thinking that it was being recorded and I messed it up. So I killed the boss and everything, and I'm here. I tested out with like various different settings, and I just realized after I finished my recording that I wasn't recording. So here I am again, re-recorded the whole thing, but the boss fight is gone. This is like high settings with balanced, not balanced, like DLSS quality, 70%. So with that, you're getting more than 70 FPS pretty much all the time, like barely dipping below 60, barely. But yeah, it's a pretty smooth experience on high DLSS quality settings. I wouldn't go all the way down to quality settings. You can just play it on native high settings. It's still gonna be alright. So yeah, would have been cool to show you guys the boss fight, because I was able to kill that thing in one on the first try, which doesn't happen often, especially in a game like this. So fortunately, it got lost. And now we are going down below medium or middle. Wow, I don't know why it's mid. It's like should be medium. Why, I don't know why in this game it's called middle, but whatever. On medium settings, getting 70 FPS. So almost similar performance with the high DLSS quality. So we're getting on medium native settings, which is pretty cool. And continuing on to this area. It's the first time I'm ever reaching this side of the map, and it drops a little bit down from 70s. Still a playable experience nonetheless. Still using 7 GB of VRAM though, even on medium settings on 1080p. So that just shows you, even on medium settings on a new game, it's gonna use almost 8 GB of VRAM. So this is why 8 GB is not gonna be enough pretty soon. And buying any 8 GB card right now is gonna be a waste of money, because there's no longevity for it. In like 1 or 2 years, it's gonna be obsolete. You can maybe play games with frame gen on, maybe on low settings, but that's about it. Imagine games like Monster Hunter Wilds coming out often. It's gonna ruin the entire industry. But yeah, so now let's go down to low settings. DLAA low settings. So that gives us more than 90 FPS, which is a pretty good sign. Even 100 FPS. So yeah, that's pretty good sign if you ask me. Getting 100, almost 90 FPS on low settings, but it is low settings. So just keep that in mind. Still using 7.2 GB of video memory. That's crazy, even on low settings. But yeah, that's what it is. That's the reality of games these days. They use a lot of VRAM. But this is a smooth playable experience, right? I'm trying to kill this goblin looking thingies, and another dude from the left side just blew up that barrel, and he killed both of us. And now we gotta walk from the shrine, which is like 50 miles away from everywhere. Just died. And this is one of the worst things in this game. You gotta travel back like a long distance to get to where you were. That is crazy. They should have had more checkpoints in this game. This is insane. And now finally, let's mix in some frame gen 4X on low settings on DLAA. So that will give us 300 plus FPS, which is a fancy thing to see. And I was checking the input latency. Pretty much like the same experience that I had on Extreme 4X frame gen. It is barely noticeable, but about the same kind of input delay. It's a really smooth experience. You can play the game absolutely fine like this. if you're okay with low settings and want 200 FPS for some reason in a game like this. But yeah, if you are actually okay, just cool with having FrameGen on, I suggest just go to extreme settings and then turn 4x FrameGen on. So that will give you better visuals and also better frame rate. So if that's your jam, just go for it. But for me personally, I don't like FrameGen and the artifacting that it adds to the gameplay, so I prefer having it on native settings. But yeah, that's all the settings on 1080p with the 5060. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you guys are still rocking the 9700K, subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing more benchmarks with the 5060 and 9700K and a lot of other GPUs, so stay tuned. I hope you guys are having a great time wherever you are. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.